So in this video, we're going to talk about what's commonly referred to as HRIS or HRMS, or an HR module of an ERP system. These solutions are typically the products you would use to manage your human resources information systems, or human resources management system. And HRMS, HRIS allows you to manage your human resources within your organization. For a government agency, that typically involves hiring people, firing people, which is rare but happens, paying people, keeping track of promotions, benefits. Back in the day, an HRIS system was typically note cards or paper documents or files that you would keep on an employee. When were they hired? What pay scale they're at? What's their title? Who do they report to? When was the last time they were trained? What kind of benefits do they have? Who are their dependents? Do they have kids? Are they on the dental plan? All of this information was kept either in the same office or elsewhere on paper. A modern HRIS system or an HR management system allows you to capture all of this information about your employees from the get-go, from the time that they were hired to when they start their position, to when they have their performance reviews, when they get promoted, get raises, take time away from the job, how much time do they have accumulated for vacations, sick time. All of that gets captured into a system that's typically called an HR management system. Now, the cool part about modern HR management systems is that it has cool things like dashboarding, reporting, artificial intelligence-based decision-making that allows you, the manager or the executive, to look at your organization as a whole and see who's reporting to whom, what kind of positions do you have open, and what are the timelines for getting them filled, what might be coming down the line based on your growth in the organization, in different departments being created or looking for new jobs. You can have all of these things in a modern system without having to rely on paper. We've seen a lot of change in the HRIS sphere in the last couple of years. Large HRIS systems have been bought by either PE firms or VC firms that are bundling them together into other systems. We also have bigger organizations and more common systems like Tyler Munis, Oracle coming up with more and more features for their HR management systems. What we need to look for really is automation. Again, going back to business processes and how they operate for you, the principle always should be, how do we automate the manual tasks that tend to happen a lot in HR management systems? HRIS systems also have time and attendance components to it. In jobs and in organizations where that's important for you to clock in and clock out, or to enter your time on projects that you worked on, time and attendance is a key component of HRIS systems. Now, this could also be a component that could take the whole project down. When you're trying to implement a new HR system where you don't have one before, or you're trying to implement a time and attendance component that wasn't in place before, it's really critical for you and your organization to think about the policies you're going to put in place. Again, the system will do what you ask it to do. But if you don't have a timekeeping policy, if you don't have a time and attendance policy, if you don't have a timekeeping system, you can't just go from paper or no system to a pretty modern system overnight. Modern systems allow you to do timekeeping on your phone. They can be geotagged. You can start your shift as you start driving to work, or you can start your shift when you walk into your office. But you need to define that so that there is no discrepancy and confusion about what this means to the organization and to the employees. Another key component of time and attendance, HRIS and payroll systems, is that it allows the employee to employee self-service. What does that mean? When you put in a new HR system, you'll have a portal that sits on your website. And if I'm an employee of the organization, I no longer have to call HR or walk into HR office to get the forms to fill out to make changes to my employee record or my benefits. Modern systems allow you to give that access to your employees. So all it'll be is a click on your HR website that allows me as an employee to go in and manage my own account, like we do with Amazon or with our Google accounts, right? You go in there, you set up your own account in your own profile. You can have information about your families, about your benefits, and you can track things like time off, sick time accrued, benefits. You can track things like your 401k balances, your IRAs. All of that can be maintained within the same system, and that's typically referred to as an HRIS system. Most modern ERP systems will offer a robust HRIS module, but there are standalone HRIS and HR management systems that do nothing else but HR management. Now, it'll be important for you to interface those standalone systems with your larger enterprise ERP systems. So when it comes to HRIS systems, it's also important that it have a robust talent management platform. What does that mean? We're all struggling to find employees. We're struggling to find workforce that is talented, that wants to do the work, that wants to grow with the organization. Now, how do you attract talent that's already out there in the market? You can't have paper-based processes. You can't have them come into the courthouse or city hall to pick up a form that they need to fill out and mail in. No one wants to deal with that anymore. So the workforce, the younger workforce specifically, expects you to have a modern interface to your organization where they can go click on jobs, look through the benefits offered, look through the job description, and they can then apply for it seamlessly. Gone are the days when you had to, even online, fill out multiple applications with the same information again and again. Modern platforms like ZipRecruiter or Indeed allow an applicant to have information readily available so they can quickly apply to your jobs. New HRIS systems with robust talent management platforms and modules allow the applicant and your organization to interface with these modern, readily available hiring platforms so that people don't have to apply to your jobs on paper or just go through a long process of online form filling, so that they can just say, hey, I want to work for your organization. If you need help with thinking through your HRIS implementation or modernization projects, please reach out to us. We'll be glad to help.